start your day. The Carnival Breakfast Show. Dig in.
It is a beautiful new week, new goals, and new achievement. Good morning and welcome to Carnival Breakfast Show, coming to you from Carnival Radio. This is Newspaper Review. I am Joseph Oyukola. Good morning and welcome once again. Before I proceed with the newspaper review, I just want to encourage you this morning that please do ensure that you join in this new week with winning mindset. Whatever you do in this new week, make sure you have the mindset to win. Believe in yourself that you're not a loser, but a winner. Believe that it is a win-win for you in this new week and act accordingly. Don't just believe that this new week is your week, but act accordingly. Do what you are expected to do. Do what you need to do to have your goals, your dreams achieved. Do what is requested to be there to succeed in life. And that is my little word of advice, word of encouragement for you this morning, Monday morning. Welcome to Carnival Newspaper Review. As you all know, this is where we review interesting stories from our daily newspaper, in which I have different newspaper with me this morning. I have the Punch, I have the Post, and I have the Nation newspaper. Before we read news in details, we'll first read the headlines. Starting from the Punch newspaper, Obi Kwankwanso lead NDC's battle against the registration. And this is from the Nation newspaper. Top ISWAP leaders, 73 foot soldiers surrender in Northeast. This is a breaking news from the Post newspaper. 2 trucks, car collide in Lagos Road. Ocean Pole, INEC flags 385 flashpoint, 200 difficult terrains. State Police, NAS sends bill to 30 state assemblies. And now to the news and details. Obi Kwankwanso lead NDC's battle against deregistration. The leadership of the Nigerian Democratic Congress has wrapped up marathon strategy meetings involving its presidential candidate, Peter Obi, national leader, Seriake Dixon, National Working Committee members, and other key orders ahead of Monday's Today appeal against the court's ruling that nullified its registration. The development comes barely 48 hours after the Federal High Court in Lokoja, Kogi State, set aside its earlier judgment directing the Independent National Electoral Commission to register the NDC. The ruling has intensified political tensions and drawn condemnation from opposition leaders who insist The decision is aimed at weakening opposition forces ahead of the 2027 general election. A senior party official who spoke to the newsmen on condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to comment publicly disclosed that the party leadership had been holding back-to-back emergency meetings to finalize its legal strategy before approaching the Court of Appeal on Monday. According to him, Obi Dixon, the party's national chairman, national secretary, and other members of the party's leadership attended Saturday's closed-door meeting, while another emergency session was held on Sunday to fine-tune preparations for the appeal. Also, the national secretary of the party, Nkene Nnekuchu, who spoke to the newsmen on the sidelines of a recent press briefing, confirmed that the appeal will be filed on Monday. For more details, please visit the Punch newspaper. Obi Kwakwanso lead LDC's battle against the registration. And this is a very interesting and serious one for our democracy. Let's see what the outcome of the appeal will be. Moving forward to another interesting story from the Nation newspaper, where top ISWAP leaders, 76 foot soldiers surrender in Northeast. Top leaders of the Islamic State of West African province and 76 foot soldiers, including their families, have surrendered to troops of Operation Hadikai in the Northeast region. The acting military information officer headquarters, Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadikai, Captain Mohammed Goni, disclosed this in a statement released on Sunday night. According to Goni, the insurgents dropped their arms and abandoned their enclaves due to relentless military pressures. Among those who surrendered, he said, are key members of the terrorist network due to relentless military pressure. Also, Goni, however, noted that the development highlights the devastating impacts of the sustained offensive by Operation Hadikai, which continues to dismantle terrorist strongholds, disrupt command and logistics structures, and deny the insurgent freedom of action across the theater. Goni further added that the operational gains demonstrate the effectiveness of the Nigerian military comprehensive counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency strategy, combining precision combat operations, intelligence-led engagement, and coordinated joint effort with partners. This news was sourced from the Nation newspaper. Top ISWAP leaders, 76 foot soldiers surrender in Northeast. And this is kind of story that we would love to hear more in this country, as insecurity is ravaging the whole nation. So we want more of this, good news that those bandits, terrorists, insurgents are surrender to the military forces. Moving forward to another interesting story from the Nation newspaper. Just in, two trucks car collide on Lagos Road. The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority has confirmed a multiple vehicle accident involving two articulated trucks and a private car at Trem Inward Bagada along the expressway. In a traffic update posted on its official X handle today, Monday, the agency said emergency respondents had been mobilized to the scene and recovery operations were underway. The last man further disclosed that its rescue and recovery unit had been deployed to ensure the prompt removal of the affected vehicles and to manage traffic flow around the accident scene. Motorists were advised to exercise caution and expect delays in the area as emergency teams continue recovery operations. This news was sought from The Nation and the Report newspaper. Just in, two trucks car collided on Lagos Road. As advised by the last man of Lagos State, please, the motorists should exercise caution and expect delays in those areas. And they said, they promised that they are working on it, and in few time, everything will be normal. The situation will return back to normalcy. All right, moving forward to another interesting story. Ocean Poll, Hinek flags 385 flashpoints, 200 difficult terrains. Ahead of the August 15, 2026 governorship poll, the Independent National Electoral Commission in Osun State said it has identified about 385 flashpoints in the state and 200 difficult terrains that will be hard to access. This was disclosed by the resident electoral commissioner for the state, Oluwatoyin Babalola, while speaking at a meeting convened by the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of Southwest, Adewoki Fayuade, with heads of security agencies, religious leaders, electoral officials, and the media. The meeting held at the Osun State Command Headquarters of the Nigerian Police Force in Oshogbo on Friday was also attended by the Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Gota. Babalola, speaking on annex preparation for the poll, said details of the risk assessment exercise done by the Commission across the 30 local government areas in the state had been shared with the heads of all security agencies in the state. Also, the rec for herself that she visited Ila and Ifedayo local government areas where there were cases of kidnapping, adding that she got assurances from the security agencies that there will be peace before and after the election. This news was sourced from the Punch newspaper. Ocean Poll, Hinek flags 385 flashpoint, 200 difficult terrains. As it is now, I'm so glad and happy that security agencies in Osun State are aware of the security situation, as regards the upcoming governorship election in Osun State. And I also want to, just encourage them that they should do all they can to make sure everything is in order, before the election, during the election, and after the election, to protect the interests of voters and people of Osun State. The governorship election in Osun State is closer, is getting closer every day. And the election is in between the two major political parties in the state, in which a court party, the ruling party in Osun State, and the APC. And I want to preach, for peace. All right, I want all the residents of Osun State to exercise patience and live with one another with peace. Do not say because my candidate is from another party or my own candidate is from another party. Because of that differences, then we start, causing problems. We start having issues, and as a result, conflict and violence will emerge. We don't want that to happen. We want free, fair, and credible elections in state. I'm moving to the last news on newspaper review. This morning, I read a story from the Vanguard newspaper. State police now sends bill to 36 state assemblies. The National Assembly is set to transmit the constitutional alteration bill, seeking the establishment of state police to the 36 state houses of assembly this week, marking the next critical stage of one of Nigeria's most far-reaching security reforms. The development comes days after the Senate passed the landmark constitutional amendment, with lawmakers now racing to secure the approval of at least 24 legislatures before the bill can be transmitted to President Bola Tinubu for assent. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Yemi Adaramodu, disclosed the development in an exclusive interview with the newsman on Sunday, saying half the arrangement had been concluded for the transmission According to him, the state legislatures and governors were already awaiting the bill, following consultations ahead of its passage by the National Assembly. The planned transmission signaled the beginning of the final constitutional hurdle for the proposed amendment, which requires endorsement by not less than two-thirds of the 36 state houses of assembly, in line with Section 9 of the 1999 Constitution, before it can become law. This news was sourced from the Vanguard newspaper. State police now sends bill to 36 state assemblies. And as such, this is also an interesting story and a good news. We all know the security situation in Nigeria right now, and we need, more capable hands. We need security agencies to come together as one, not to be divided at this junction. We need to create more departments, and we need the police, security agencies to reach the grassroots. And as according to the expert, we can only achieve that through state policing, in which the governors of each state will have authority over their state police. They'll be able to manage, coordinate, and act decisively to address security challenges. This is very good news, and we hope that we have good outcome, and quickly the constitutional amendment alteration bill will be passed to law in the meantime. To bring this paper review to a close this morning, here is a recap of headlines. Obi Kwakwanso lead NDC's battle against the deregistration. Top ISWAP leader 76-foot soldier surrender in northeast. Two trucks car collide in Lagos Road. Ocean Post, ANEC flags 385 flashpoint, 200 difficult terrains. State Police now sent bill to 30 state assemblies. How about that have come to the end of this paper review? Thank you very much for being part of this newspaper review. Thank you very much for listening. You can download the Carnival Media app from Google Play Store and Apple iOS. You can also check out our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. And then remains just Evoicala. Good morning, and please do well to enjoy the rest of your day. And please do not forget, today is Monday, the beginning of new week. Make sure you join in this new week with winning mindset. And the good news, the achievement, the aspirations, the dreams, the goals, they are yours.